All right, what you're about to see here is, seriously, it's probably going to blow your mind. And it might take me a little time to explain it to you, but once you understand how to do all this stuff, you're going to fly through it. You will be finding yourself like making sites, seriously, like 5 a day. And that's where this is all at. That's where the money is at here, is having a ton of websites all with all this content. And like I said in the introductory video, yeah, I mean, having the time to actually write content, that's why it's hard. You can't do that. But with this system, man, you are going to be set. Okay, let's click on Create Your First Campaign. And I'm going to do a campaign name. Now, this is just a name for you, so it doesn't, it's your reference. It's not going to show up on your site. Okay, I'm going to do How to Play Acoustic. Okay, and we've got 3 sources for content. We can do an RSS feed, YouTube, article base, which is an article directory. I'm going to do YouTube first. And what we want to do is specify keywords. Now, you want to try to target fairly well and not be too general. Okay, but you don't have to be laser specific. But like, you wouldn't just type the word guitar here, because that's going to bring up like a bazillion things that don't have anything to do with playing the acoustic guitar. Okay, so I'm going to even put it in double quotes. How to play acoustic. And you can add additional keywords if you want there as well. The number of posts to retrieve on an update. You can set this to whatever you want, but remember, we're looking for organic looking natural posts. Okay, so I'm not going to flood my site with a bazillion posts. So let's set it to 5, something kind of moderate. And I'll do every hour. Okay, easy enough there. We're going to specify a category over here. And right now, I don't have any categories because this is brand new. So I'm going to do Add New Category. And let's just say Acoustic Guitar Tutorials. And we'll do Add New. And that means that any of the content that it grabs for this particular campaign is going to be added to the Acoustic Guitar Tutorials section. And actually, you can have multiple categories. You can do subcategories. You got a lot of flexibility here, really as much as you want. Post tags. This is just some additional keywords that maybe would help people find these kinds of things. I'll do acoustic guitar, acoustic videos. I'll do videos because we're doing a YouTube stuff anyway. And I'll just add that. So you just put a comma in between each one, and then it separates it for you, right? Set author to. Now, check this out. Right now, we just got the one author. But another one of the things that we've done with this to make it look very natural is you can add multiple authors. And you can say, for example, that the YouTube videos on acoustic guitar always come from this certain author. You can specify that here. You can also do a random author, which means if I've got 5 posts happening right here, it'll just assign those different posts to different authors at random. Okay, but you have to already have the authors in there, obviously for that to work. So let's just do Guitar Guru right now, and I will save my campaign. Now, I want to just mention something. We're not going to do anything with it right now, but this area right here that says text replacements, basically what this is if you had something in the article that you wanted to make your articles look a little more unique, okay, you can specify original text over here and then corresponding replacement text. So, for example, if I wanted the word guitar to come across as axe, that's like slang for guitar, then it would actually go in there and it would find instances of guitar in the original article, and it would replace it with axe. Okay, but we will kind of look at that later on when we do the global settings. We'll come back here because this is specific to these posts, but we have a way that we can do it that affects all posts. So a lot of flexibility there. We'll come back to this later on. At this point, if we were to go back to campaigns, we can see now that we have this one campaign here. Okay, so we've got the campaign name. Again, that's just for us. What kind of campaign? This is based on keywords. The keywords that are in the campaign. The categories that's being added to. Right now there's no post because nothing has happened, right? And the next post when it's scheduled for. Okay, so let's go ahead though. You can tell right here, here's our site. I'll refresh. Nothing here yet, right? Check this out. I'm going to go ahead and do a post now. And what that will do is run that campaign. Now check this out. Post created, 5. Bam! It did it. Let's go back and hit refresh again. Wow, I kid you not. Look at this. All of a sudden, we've got a ton of content. 5 posts right there, instantly. Now, check this out. Let's go back. Let's do a new campaign. I mean, seriously, folks, you can have a lot of fun with this. Going to get you a lot of content quickly. Let's do an RSS feed. For this, let's open up a new site here. And let's do this. Let's go to Google. Acoustic guitar RSS. I want to find a site that has an RSS feed. Guitar-related RSS feed in the acoustic guitar forums. And looks like there's several here. Let's try this one. Okay, here's an RSS feed. Cool. All we got to do is take that URL and right-click and copy. Go back to our campaign. And this will be Telecaster News. We'll just call it that. And it's going to be an RSS feed. I will right-click and paste that feed right in there. Number of posts, we're going to do 5 again and update that every hour. You can do it every 2 hours if you want, whatever. Add a new category. Electric Guitar News. Add that in there. Post tags, Telecaster, electric. We'll do Fender too. Add those in there. Don't go overboard with that, by the way, right? And publish immediately. Now, I want to mention this about the post status thing. You have 2 options here. You can publish immediately or you can save as draft. What this means is that when the campaign runs, if it's set to publish immediately, it's going to do that. It's going to be a live post. If it's set to save as draft, it's going to grab all of the articles, the posts. It's going to put them into your WordPress as a draft, and then you would go in there and manually review them to make sure that they are pertinent for your blog. Make sure you want to have them on your blog. So it gets all of the information for you, and then you just go in and evaluate it and approve it or delete it, whether you want to or not. Okay. So we're going to do publish immediately, though. Save the campaign. Let's go back to campaigns, and you will see here we've got the How to Play Guitar, and we've got the Telecaster News. Let's do another campaign. And in this case, let's do something from the articles. How to play acoustic articles. We're going to go from article base. Now, what they've got is they've got categories and they've got keywords. So if we click the drop down here for categories, you can see a bunch of different stuff in here, right? And you can set it to just a category if you want, but you're probably going to want to get a little more focused and do subcategories, right? So, but let's do something. You want to have it, related to what you're doing. And I guess really they may not have a category specifically for what we're looking for. But you could do, for example, digital photography, and then everything in there is going to come up. Let's do keywords, because I'm not sure that they're going to have something guitar related. Again, I'm going to put it in double quotes, how to play guitar. And we'll grab 5 of those, update that every hour. Guitar tutorials. Add that as a category, and I'm not being specific on acoustic, right? I need to probably just how to play guitar. Be a little more broad there. Learn guitar, play guitar, guitar tutorials. And by the way, these post tags, you can do your keyword research. Okay? Remember, we got some keyword ideas here. Use these as your tags. Okay, how to play a guitar, how to play guitar, lessons for guitar. As a matter of fact, let's add lessons for guitar. So you can sprinkle those in there just like that. And let's save that. Go back to campaigns. Now I'll tell you about a little bit of a cheater here for a head start. If you hover over these, you can see there's an option for copy. If you need to go back in and edit things, you just click edit. If you don't want the campaign to run for now, click pause. If you want to delete the campaign, if you want to post now. But if you do copy, what will happen is all the settings that you had for that will be copied to a new campaign. Okay, and let's do blues guitar. And we can add this to a new category. Blues guitar. And after you have, a lot of these categories, you won't have to create new categories every single time. A lot of the articles, the campaigns that you run, multiple campaigns can go into the same category. What we're doing is making it easy for people to find similar content on our blog by grouping things into categories. And let's take a look at our keywords and see if there's anything that has to do with blues on here. Guitar scales, maybe. We could do some more keyword research and be specific with the blues, I think, because that would be more stuff on there. For tags, let's do blues guitar. How to play the blues. Blues scales, and add. Okay, we'll save that one. Now, let me show you. Right now, again, 5 posts just for the one that we did. We blasted that one, and we've got the content. Nothing for the others because they haven't been run. We can specify these, click on them, and we can do a bulk post. Okay, check this out. Bulk post. Number of posts per campaign. Let's say I want to fill my site up right now. I need to get some content on there. So I can set it to 20. Even though in the individual campaigns, I might have it set to 5, it'll go in there and it'll do up to 20 of them because I'm doing a bulk post. Now, it's important to note that that number that you're putting here is a maximum. You're saying I want as much as 20 posts. If there are not 20 posts available, you're not going to get them. Okay? So it's as simple as that. Now, we can backdate. This is something I totally recommend that you do in the beginning because we want this to look very, very organic, right? We want it to look very natural. We want it to look like it's been there for a while.